Welcome to Past 2 AM with Quackalope. I'm Shira, and today we are playing Astra by MIndclash Games.
Hey, I'm Jesse Anderson, Quackalope, kind of host of this channel, but let's be honest, this is a MIndclash game, and that means Shira's the real star. See what I did there?
Hello, I'm Wes Domingo, and I'm here to play Astra. And Shira beat me really bad the last time we played, and it's time to get a little redemption.
What you need in order to gaze at the sky is a combination of a few unique elements. You need a location that's high enough that it actually peaks slightly above the atmosphere. You need the weather to be perfect. You need the time of year to be clean and crisp and clear, and the rotation of the Earth to line up with the galaxies and the constellations you want to look at.
You need no artificial light from any source whatsoever. Street lamps, headlights, flashlights, barnyard lights.
Because your eyes actually will dilate and stay dilated for a significant period of time, and you need to wait. You need to wait long enough that the sky is crisp and clean and that your vision stops transmitting colored profiles and turns into a black and white gray. Because your night vision, your black and white vision, which you didn't even probably know that you had, is stronger and more precise at viewing the night sky than your color vision is.
I just try not to step in cow patties when I'm out to those types of places.
We know all of that because about a year and a little bit more ago,
last summer,
we ran away to Cherry Springs, Pennsylvania on one of our first dates ever to go take a look at constellations.
both Jesse and I really like planets and the sun and the moon and the astronomical sky.
There's a word there somewhere.
There is a word there. And we expressed interest in seeing shooting stars and seeing the northern lights and seeing all the solar and lunar eclipses. And so this was one of those steps, seeing stargazing.
Yeah, it was really cool, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here in Astra. We're going to be exploring through the night sky, identifying and piecing together the stars that make constellations, real constellations that exist out there that you could go hunt for yourself.
As a child, I grew up in Virginia where we lived on about 50 acres in this really old house. And one of the things I loved to do was to go outside and to stare up at the stars every night. While hanging out at night, looking up at the sky, I think it's very cool that each one of these cards is an actual constellation. So you can see all the different types of constellations and you can actually learn something while playing a game. It's a win-win, a double whammy in a good way.
This is actually the first, I believe, small box game coming from MIndclash Games. This is MIndclash Play, a direct-to-retail iteration upon their big box systems, and we're really excited to be one of the first channels featuring it and sharing it with you. With that being said, Shira, West and I have some damage to do.
Yeah, don't beat us as bad as you did last time.
Excuse you. It'll be my pleasure.
Would be the strongest preference. So Shira not only learned, taught, and decimated us at this game already, she is also probably the most cruel and precise player at the table. I believe in stargazing, in beautiful sunsets, in long walks on the beach. She believes in pinpoint accuracy and strong take-that mechanics. If anything, Shira's gonna win. I'm gonna come in close last, and West is gonna be right behind me. Shira, what are we doing in this game?
In this game, we are trying to get the most points. We are going to be spending our resource, which is Stardust, and marking off stars along the constellations in an effort to actually end up winning the card and putting it into our tableau so that we can do some endgame set collection. On the back of all of our final scoring cards is an individual pattern that you can see that we are all going to be trying to accomplish.
I didn't look at yours.
I did. I looked up. I didn't see it.
Directly at hers?
Yes, I have marks in the green and gray areas, which means I'm either going to try going heavy in those green and gray areas to score 11 points across the entire row for having 4 of each, or I'm going to be trying to get sets down and getting 1 of each type. But I have a head start in these areas.
What I need are mountains and fire. Mountains and fire, that's all I need.
I have red and blue. I think strategically, I'm gonna try to go down 1 core lane. If I can fill up my entire red track, that's 12 points. The last time we scored like 50 or 60, so that could be a really, really big percentage of my final point total. Now, the interesting thing about this game is that there's going to be a balancing point of which stars you actually decide to start filling out. You don't win the card by being the person who's contributed the most. Instead, you win the card by being the last person to contribute to whatever the last star or set of stars is or is required. That'll give you the in-game ability, but everyone else who helped you in that discovery will get some of the bottom sub-abilities. Refreshing your Stardust, flipping some of your cards from inactive to both active, gaining telescopes which will let you take multiple looks at the night sky, and giving you straight victory points. The puzzle of this game is when and how do you decide to start squeezing and clenching those final points before the end of the game comes.
Yeah, you're trying to balance between being on all of the cards and also finishing off these cards so that you get the cards in your tableau and are able to use those powers and abilities.
Yeah. So, that being said, West,
Absolutely.
do you want to go ahead and start off the
shooting
game?
star.
Oh, I get to start?
Yes, you're first player.
Nice. So my strategy in this game is, again, to have the most fun. And if you've watched any of these gameplays, you know that my favorite thing in the world is to play Take That. So whatever kind of utter and extreme chaos I can manage, I will do to the best of my complete and utter featherly ability. I'm not going to let anybody just win like Shira does all the time. She's going to have to earn it.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? That's a great question.
Shira and I immediately sat down and we were like, oh wow, it's like our first date. And West is like, I feel like the third wheel.
I like being the third wheel. It's
you
okay.
see-
West, you'll always be my third wheel.
It's at least we're like a really fast race car, right?
Until we both get divorced and then I'm your one love.
I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go all the way around here.
Oh, you're being nice this game?
I am gonna be somewhat nice.
It's gonna cost.
1, 2, 3, 4,
It's gonna
5,
cost me
6,
6.
7.
7?
West is usually not the nicest player on the table, and I'm trying to coax him into playing nice this game. I'll play nice if he plays nice. 7.
I don't want 7.
1, 2,
Can we
3,
do
4,
6?
5, 6. You're gonna leave off one of them?
No, I'm gonna do 7. I'll do it all the way around.
filling it all
It's
in.
fine. And,
He's starting nicer
Less
than the
good.
last game went. Shira was ruthless in the way that she was splitting
Yes, she was.
constellations in half.
very,
Excuse you.
Shira, do you want to
Very-
read through the abilities that we have out here that we could glank?
Sure. So from the ones that are facing me, Centaurus. Instantly mark any one star on one undiscovered constellation. You may ignore the star marking rules and spend no stardust.
Yeah.
I had fun with those abilities.
She
Last
had, like,
game,
4 of them.
they didn't appreciate it as much. Corona Borealis. Instantly gain 1 telescope. Draco. Instantly mark 1 star on 3 different undiscovered constellations following the star marking rules. Spend no stardust. Interesting. Oh lord. Okay.
It's pretty cool.
And then Sagitta. Instantly gain 1 wisdom.
Okay. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
My main strategy going into this game is going to be securing points off of cards themselves. There's 2 different ways that you can react to securing a card. You can either close it out and go ahead and take the card ability, or you can be part of the card's completion, meaning you get one of the sub-abilities that are at the bottom of each one of the indicated cards. Now, my aim is going to be that number right there at the beginning. The high victory point track on some of the more complicated star patterns or galaxies. That's how I think I will actually win this time.
That's how
I think
clockwise goes.
I'm gonna double down on the reputation that West already
I
set.
hate you.
I'm gonna go 1,
I hate him so
2,
much.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Spend your 7
Gaining the
stardust.
Draco ability, which we've already established
Allow West to pick his boon.
everyone thinks is pretty good. And West, you could take 5 victory points, 2 telescopes, 1 refresh, or 6 more Stardust.
6 Stardust will be just fine. So if someone else takes a constellation because they're the ones that finish the card, everybody who's on that card has an opportunity to take a boon. Whoever has the most stars taken off of that constellation gets to select first, and then anyone else gets to select second, and so on. It's a really cool mechanic and an extra way to make some additional points.
And you gained 2 of the extra shiny stars, so make sure to mark those on your track.
So when I gain extra stars, I actually get to mark my wisdom or insight track down here, allowing me to have more cards potentially in my tableau.
And now that comes to your tableau, and we immediately refresh it. This is Pisces. Instantly mark 2 stars on up to 2 undiscovered constellations following the star marking rules. Spend no stardust. So this is just a lesser version of Draco. Interesting. Okay. And it has 14 stars. And where do you start? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I'm pretty confident going into this gameplay. I blew them out of the park yesterday while we were playing, and this is my type of game. Screwing with my opponents, getting the most points, and just making the most strategic decisions possible. The last time we played, I focused mainly on set collection and ignored some of the in-game points that can be achieved. This time, I'm going to be focusing hard on those in-game points. Well, we're starting here.
You going for it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So, just for the record, we're starting to do what Shira was doing all night last night.
Excuse you.
She fills in the middle gap of the star, making it impossible for someone else to close it off very nicely. It's almost like she doesn't like progress or science or relationships.
Spend 6. To do that, West, it is your turn.
Ugh. I don't want to go where I want to go.
I think you should go where you want to go. So some of the star marking rules is that you have to, unless you have a card that says otherwise, you have to start at this middle star. And then you have to always mark adjacent to the last one you marked. So I could have continued and marked off this last triangle, but I didn't want to. But I could not have gone this other direction.
Shira,
Yeah.
you're as cold
As
Pennsylvania is in March.
we didn't go in March. I think we went in like May.
Excuse you,
or
it was
June.
freezing.
I'm actually quite hot-blooded. Look at my hair color. I'm competitive by nature, very fiery. And I should take a look at my endgame scoring cards, which they'll probably pay no attention to.
All right,
but
Wes
it's
filled
fine.
out 5 stars there.
Knowing that Jesse does not have enough Stardust
I
to
don't.
accomplish it. But you can use your ability. So now Jesse has the first card that he can actually use. You use your abilities before you actually take your turn, your action phase.
Yeah, I'm debating if that's a good play right now, though. If I want to go ahead and start using my ability. Now, does it start on green, or does it start
It does
right
because
after
it was the one that was
refresh?
actually pulled out.
It's always the one that you start the discard with. That's the
But that's
symbol.
not good for me, Shira.
I
I
hear.
hear.
Hey, if you're enjoying this past 2 a.m. gameplay, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We're actually producing these on nearly a weekly basis and continuing to iterate on everything we do here at Quackalope. So stay tuned, stay connected, and again, double check that you're subscribed. We've got some good stuff down the road. I'm actually going to go right here, and I'm going to give
1.
Pisces a little ping. Excuse you.
I'm going to spend your Stardust for
Are
you.
you finishing off Pisces?
Of course I'm finishing off Pisces.
Seems about right.
1, 2. All right. What would you guys like for your boons?
Look,
West
fish.
gets first pick.
7.
7 star.
7 gems.
Jesse, what
Do
would you
I
like?
take the bag? I think I take the... Oh, but there's 5 points there.
It's a lot of points.
That's a lot of... I'm taking the early bag refresh. It's
Probably
gotta
smart.
escalate. It's gotta escalate well.
Okay.
I hate missing out on that amount of points, though.
Oh, I agree. That's a lot of points.
West, it is your turn.
Can you flip a new card for us?
Okay.
It's another.
Sagittarius. This turn, if you take a rest action, gain Stardust equal to your bag instead of refilling. This can exceed the bag limit. So if you already had Stardust, you usually fill up to your bag size.
I actually love that ability.
Yeah.
I'm really okay with that. I would love that card, West, if you
Yeah.
wouldn't mind.
Yeah, he has so
Yeah.
much Stardust in
Good.
his,
All the
So
his
much
stars,
pocket
Stardust.
right
West.
now.
Don't worry about me.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is how much I have.
The lines are so interesting on this one.
I'm going to do 7 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's apparently 8 to get to there, which leaves me with 1 left over. But I got
2 up on the wisdom
up
track.
On the wisdom track.
I am going to be doing our first refresh action. I'm going to start, however, with a Draco action. I'm going to tap that to the side.
1 star on 3 different
I'm going
kinds
to color in this one. I'm going to color in this one. And I'm going to go ahead and give this one a ping right here. And then I'm going to refresh 6 total Stardust right back into my pocket.
Oh, I don't like you.
So you have 2 stages in this game. The first and most active stage is going to be spending your gems or your Stardust in order to mark cards in the center of the table. The second stage, though, is going to be when you have no more gems remaining and you have to take what's called a refresh action. That's going to refill all of your Stardust up to the limit that you have on your board, the amount of pouches that you have. And, most important note, if you do it at the right time, you get to reset one of your card abilities, as long, and this is key, as long as they match the indicated icon. That means green, gray, blue, or red. You want to time your refresh Precisely.
Jesse is refreshing at the wrong moment. This is going to mess up my sequence. I need to trigger it so that I can keep refreshing this fantastic water card and use it to mark as many stars as possible, and he's messing up my flow. And then this moves ahead. I am going to do the same. I'm going to use Pisces to mark 2 different stars. I am going...
That Sagittarius looks perfect right there. You can just mark one of them.
Make it easier for you?
Yeah.
The question is, what do I need to be paying attention to? I'm definitely marking one on here. And I'm going to be nice and mark that one on Centaurus. And then I need to focus on some of these boons. That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at these card abilities and I'm trying to find ones that I'm going to be able to sync with each other and use them repetitively. And I'm liking these ones that allow me to put marks on all the cards so that I can collect the most boons as possible. That has 3 points, Telescope, 1 Mind, and this one is just inherently better. We're gonna mark that one. So I spent Pisces, instantly mark 2 stars on up to 2 different undiscovered constellations. Following the star marking rules, spend no. And then I'm gonna do the same, but I have not upgraded my bag, so I only get 5 Stardust.
West.
I'm going to do 1.
And then this advances.
And I'm going to take this little guy right there.
Just 1?
Just 1. So sometimes in this game, you've got to play dirty. And you just have to mark 1 square. Maybe it's because you don't have any more Stardust, or maybe it's because it's the best thing to do at that moment. Or it's because it's the worst thing to do in that moment to everybody else. You know, same thing. That's all I had.
You've gotten so many of those. Wow. Jesse.
I know. The issue is that the things I want are harder to get than I want them to be. I'm going to do 4, and I'm going to go ahead and close off Centaurus. Go ahead and hand me this card. West, you get to pick first. 5 points, refresh 3 cards, 3 mind, or 5 gems.
Can I see the pictures? I do pictures better.
How did you finish that star off?
I can go... Oh, you're right.
Ooh, you can't.
There's no direct curve.
Oh.
I was just wondering how you
Good
managed
cat, Shira.
to do that. He's not the one who read the rule book. I was. I think I know these rules better than him.
Listen, I always look for opportunities to prove that Shira not only understands board games better than me, but opportunities to teach you, the viewer. Yes, yes, yes. You have to make marks adjacent to other marks. It's literally in the rule book. I wouldn't miss that. Right? Wow, and that's showing you, the audience, that when you have to play down a card, you have to play from an adjacent colored hex, and then you can't circle back on yourself.
You spoke such utter nonsense right there.
What?
When you have to fill in stars, you always have to fill in from the last one you filled in.
That's what I
so
said.
He either had to go up here or across there. He couldn't double back on himself.
It's a very good learning
What did
lesson
you just
for
do?
everyone.
Very good learning
I am
lesson.
actually going to be going 1, 2, 3 right there.
1, 2, 3.
Gaining myself another pip on the wisdom track.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, you guys are just awful. I am going to spend 2 and do 1, 2.
Yeah, easy pip. But
Wes can
I
take
had
it.
one.
He
No, I
has to
can't.
sleep.
I have to rest.
oh
1,
no.
2, 3,
This-
4, 5.
This starts triggering our end game. This is when game
So
ends.
once you cross this little piece right here, it means you have to discard a card.
All right. You had no abilities you wanted to use.
Nope.
This is interesting. I don't like where any of you all are. I think I've got to claim that card, don't I?
You can't. Well, you could claim a Sagittarius, yeah.
You can't claim anything else.
Although it's not that good of a card, if I'm going to be
really
honest.
not, no.
It gives me a little bit of insight.
It
Which
is
could
worth
be-
1 point at the end if it's up straight.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, the cards kind of go to a maximum of like 2 points.
Yeah.
So that's not terrible. I think I will go ahead and take it, which will give Shira pick of the litter. 2 points, a telescope, 3 gems, or 1 point, if you considered 1 point.
1 point is a great option.
I think I am going to... Ooh, I think I'm going to take a telescope. These are hard to get sometimes. All right, and this is Equalis. Instantly gain 2 gems. This can exceed your bag limit.
Nice.
All right. Is it my turn now?
I suppose so.
You suppose so? I am going... I'm already on that. I'm already there. I'm going to spend 3. 1,
Cool.
2, 3.
Wes, do you know what that means?
I'll take the card.
1 for the horse,
Yep.
2 for the donkey.
All right, and now I get a boon, and I'm going to take 4 gems.
Okay.
That's what she wanted. Flipping this one, we have Lyra. Instantly gain 1 victory point for each undiscovered constellation you've already marked.
Oh, cool.
Interesting. Question is, what and how do I want to start doing? I am going to take a refresh action. I'm going to refresh Draco as I do that, and I'm going to gain myself 4 more gems. I get to do that because my element on Draco matches with the element in the refresh cycle.
I'm going to spend 3. Do I want to spend 3? Oh, decisions are so tough here. I want certain things, but I can't get them.
Wow.
Thanks.
Sounds like life.
I'm going to spend 2. I'm trying to mark off these grand stars, and I don't have enough Stardust to make it there. And neither of these birds are playing nice this game.
I don't honestly know what Shira's trying to do at the moment, but whenever she hems and haws, it's not for my benefit. Shira's precise, mechanical, and strategic, while I am pure chaos on the table. That means that the quicker I make her play, the added little jibes and pressure I can introduce to the environment, the better I'm gonna do. Not because I play better, but in fact because she'll play slightly worse. Isn't that life?
And mark.
Like, I want
1,
West's unadulterated love
2.
and affection.
Hold
but
up. I am going to use my
It's very hard to
telescope
get.
and spend 2 more and do 1, 2.
Interesting.
I'm going to spend 3 and do 1, 2, 3.
Now, is that the last card you can hold?
That is actually my second card.
Yeah.
So Shira, what would you like? 2, a bag, 3 crystals, or 1? 1 is looking very good again.
You can take the bag.
Bag
because I
it
have
is.
We have a Lepus. Instantly mark 1 star in 3 different undiscovered constellations following the star marking rules.
We're seeing a lot of these this
Spend
game.
no
I like them.
Gems. All right, I am going to have to spend 2. Shira's involved in every one of these.
Yep.
Is that your strategy this game?
We'll see.
Be involved in all of the cards? Yeah, that's what I have to do.
Thank you.
It's
Took
the only
5
reasonable
gems.
thing. That's my 3rd card,
this
so I'm
is-
also at max at the moment.
This is Libra. Instantly gain 1 point for each of the constellations with an element matching the active sphere. And now that I have plentiful stuff, I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice. That was good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2.
She's on a refresh cycle, though.
And you can only use these cards at the beginning of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to tap this one and gain 2. And then I'm going to immediately spend those 2 to do this. 1, 2.
West, play your cards to the top of your board here.
Okay.
He's a monster.
He is a monster.
You saw that. What he did.
Yeah. I saw. He helped this one without making it actually possible still.
I helped it. I'm such a good helper.
All right, I've got 4 gems left. I'm going to go ahead and tap this one to gain myself a mind. I'm going to go ahead and tap this one. I can do multiple, right?
Yep.
To gain myself a telescope. Where do I want to start marking cards? I'm going to spend 3 right up here on Libra for a 1, 2, 3 swing,
Nice.
getting myself 3 more wisdom.
3 more wisdom or 2?
You know what I mean. West.
Okay.
Don't like
2.
you guys.
And I'll erase one of the 3 I put down.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Boo.
Advance this. West.
I didn't want you to do that.
What did you expect me to do?
Anything but that. Those terrible plans, Shira. I will use 1 to mark
1?
right here. Right along the bunny back.
I'm doing a refresh action, Shira.
Of course you are. What do you get to refresh? 1 gray?
Get to pull my gray back up and pull 6 gems back into my pocket.
We are going to spend... Nothing is really worthwhile. We're refreshing.
Whoa!
Not getting anything, but just refreshing my card. I'm not going to get any Stardust from this, but I'm actually just going to refresh again so that I get my card activated. It's finally on the blue mark, and this might be able to set the refresh track back in a way that'll help me in the end.
I had that perfectly timed. I had looked at West's track, I had double checked whether or not he had any Stardust left. I lined it up to refresh all 3 of my red cards, and I didn't check. I have to keep a closer eye on Shira.
Dang it.
Interesting.
I really wanted to play. Okay, well, I guess I was hoping to do this and then refresh it. Did you flip a card? Because we passed.
I did not. Thanks.
All right, so I'm flipping this so that I'm on 3 different cards, so I get 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to refresh myself.
That's fascinating.
So when you refresh, you move the rondelle, and that makes things a little more interesting. And I know that Jesse really, really wants to have fire up when it's his turn to refresh. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen.
You pushed the game beyond where I wanted it to be.
It's your fault.
Oh man, how do I do this?
Well, you take your marker, and then you
You
just
mark.
Okay.
some spots.
Draco's gonna step over to the side.
Yes.
We're going to hit here.
Yeah,
We're going to hit here.
2.
yeah.
And we're going to hit here.
Okay.
You have to follow star marking rules, I believe.
I do. So that one actually needs to be down by 1 if I want it to be there. And I don't. I'm gonna mark over here. Then I'm gonna spend 2 gems,
Just take Libra.
and I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh.
close up
You're closing that one.
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
That's the one, West. There's my
Okay.
boy. And this one,
so-
I can take a rest action and gain them. Oh, I can go beyond my limit.
Auriga. You may pay 3 Stardust.
Wait.
Yeah, we need to
West.
take our good things.
You can get 3 victory points, 1 telescope, 5 gems, or 2 wisdom.
I'm going to take 5 gems.
Shira, same offer, except for the gems.
I'm going to take 3 points.
Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Agria. Instantly, you may
Auriga.
pay 3 gems to gain 1 telescope. You may have more than 1 telescope this way.
May gain more than 1 telescope this way. Alright. I'm going to tap this to mark 2 stars on up to 2 undiscovered constellations. I am going to mark this one, and I am going to mark this one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend 3. 1, 2, 3. Your turn, West.
Nice move. I like it. What I don't like is having to follow you. So I'm going to do 1, and I'm going to take this card here.
Ooh.
Can I see what I get?
2 points, card refresh, 4 gems, or 1 point. I'm going to go ahead and take the 2 points.
Oh, you took... Oh.
Yeah, I'm the most on there, sure.
You are the most on there. I'm refreshing my card.
Okay.
Okay, drawing a new card. Perseus. Instantly gain 1 victory point for each constellation with an element matching the active sphere. Okay. Is that your turn, Wes?
Yes.
That was my turn, yes.
On to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind if I do. Question is, what do I want to do? Ha ha ha. Nothing. I want to do nothing, actually.
Okay, good plan.
I'm going to go ahead and take a rest action. I'm going to tap my Sagittarius so that I can regain 6 total on top of the 4 that I already have. Having more Stardust seems like a good option moving forward. Mm-hmm. And this moves here.
I'm going to use this, instantly mark 2 stars. I am going to mark 1, 2, and then I'm going to spend one.
Oh, mark in the middle.
I was going to. All right, your turn, West.
Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 4, and I'm marking off Perseus here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Interesting.
Your turn, Jesse.
It's kind of annoying.
It's an easy one to take.
Did you advance this when you refreshed?
He did, yeah.
This seating arrangement is not working out. West keeps setting Jesse up to take all of the cards, and I don't think I'm going to be able to score much endgame, which is really concerning. I had this plan of getting all these sets, and I've only got 1 card in my tableau.
I've done a really good job at actually collecting cards this time, which is not something that I did the first time we played. I actually strategically, originally, went for as few cards as possible to see if driving endgame victory points would lead to a victory. And I was close. But this time, I think I want that pile of points that collecting star cards actually gives you. Those constellations are powerful. Shira and West are both lagging, a little bit behind, and that's okay as far as I'm concerned. I know it's an easy one to take, West.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not in a position where I can take it.
Why is that? Oh, because you don't have enough cards.
Yeah. I don't have enough card slots.
Yeah, you could just throw one away.
Do I want to do that?
Instantly gain 1 mind. And now what are you going to do?
I don't think I want to do that, West.
Okay.
I'm going to spend... Shira's going to get everything.
I have 1 card! You
Single
have
gem.
4!
Yeah, or you could do one right there in the middle. And it would require 2.
I want to be on this card.
Okay.
No, I'm going to do it how I was going to do it.
Oh, you're going to let her take it?
Well, she wants it.
Of course she wants it. Why wouldn't she want it?
What do you want from it?
What are my options? 3, 1, 5, or 2. We're getting to the point of the game where I almost feel like I need to keep going down the victory point route, but I'm not. I'm going to go for gem bag.
1 bag?
Getting a bag up, yep. I think that's important.
Are you on there?
Nope.
Argo Navis. Instantly mark 1 on 3 different undiscovered following star marking rules. Spend no.
I would love another discovery card. I really, really would.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
6 it is, but I only have 5. That's very unfortunate for me. Okay. So I'm going to spend 1. And I'm going to mark this last bad boy up here. So Shira, what do you want?
4 gems.
Okay.
Crater. Instantly gain 1 bag.
Cool. I'm going with a 6 play West
Okay.
for
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to go for a 3 play with my telescope of 1, 2, 3. I wish I had 1 more.
It sounded like it was going to be so much better.
It sounded like it was going to be epic.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was just 3 gems, not 4. I could have been so much better than it was, Wes.
Definitely could have been.
I feel like I bungled that whole turn.
Probably.
That was going to be a really impressive turn. I mean, 4 stars triggered at the same time, 4 wisdom added to my board. It was just 1 gem. I was 1 gem short. So it was 3. It was 3, which is great, just lackluster compared to what it could have been and what everyone thought it was going to be, which means that it's return the kiss.
Spending 3. 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
2.
If I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
And I'll spend 2.
Yeah, he's going to close it off.
Whoa, I can, yes.
We're tied, so we can pick the same
Yeah, 3 points, bag, mind, or
5 gems.
gems. I'm going to go bag.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I believe I'm taking gems.
I'm just going to take the card.
Can you hold 5 cards?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got enough.
You can hold 5 cards too.
Yeah, but I don't have them.
Lupus, this turn, if you take a rest action, gain gems equal to your bag. Instead of refilling, this can exceed your bag.
That's what you got.
I am going to go ahead and take a rest action, which is going to refresh my Sagitta card, and go ahead and gain me 8 this time. Gemstones.
That one's just mean. I am going to use my ability. You may pay 3 to gain a telescope. Spending 1, 2, 3 to gain a telescope. And then I'm spending 2 to mark 1.
You closing
2.
it? And
spending 1 with a telescope to finish us off. What would you guys like? You're tied. You get equal rewards.
Double bag.
4 points.
Okay.
So part of my strategy is going to be take points at the end. So about late mid-game to the end part of the game, I'm going to take as many points as possible. Hopefully there's enough time for me to be able to get onto multiple cards and be able to take points off of every single card possible. I just hope I have enough time left to do that.
Your turn, West.
Can you put out the new card?
We're getting close to endgame. Ophisus. Instantly mark 2 stars and up to 2 undiscovered constellations following the star marking rules. Spend no stardust.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spend... I'm going to spend 2 and do this.
What obnoxious thing did he just do?
Yeah. Didn't help at all.
I helped.
So I am going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Look at you being helpful.
Okay. And I gain 2 more wisdom from that.
Using my ability, instantly mark 1 star on 3 undiscovered following the star marking rules. I am going to mark 1. I'm going to
She
mark
wants to be involved in all of these cards.
2. I'm going to mark 3. Tap this, and then I'm going to refresh, which discards this. I get to refresh this card. And get 6 gems. Your turn, Wes.
Did you really just refresh?
Yeah. So I'm going to tap this and instantly gain a bag.
Seriously, Shira? She keeps getting in my way. And I don't know if it's vindictive and purposeful, or if it just happens to be the way that she's playing, but it's working, and it's pissing me off.
This is Jesse's fault. He's squawking so much, but he should have looked at my board and see that I have no Stardust. I can't do anything but refresh this turn. It's his loss.
And
What?
then...
What's wrong? Are you trying to refresh? Are you trying to refresh all your fires? And Wes
Did you really just do this?
And then I'm going to go ahead and...
What was that? You had gems left.
I had none.
You had none? Oh, I bungled that.
I'm going to tap this one
That's so frustrating.
to give me 1 more. And then I'm going to refresh myself.
I
Don't forget
need
to toss
those
one off.
fires.
Oh, I've been trying to refresh my water since the beginning of the game.
You got to toss one off, by the way, for when you did your...
I thought I
did
did.
you do?
I
Okay.
thought I did.
She did,
Cool.
yeah.
All right.
I was sad about it.
Oh, West.
Jesse, your turn.
Et tu, brute.
You refresh.
See.
Oh.
And it did nothing for me.
No, it didn't.
Nothing at all.
Alrighty. I am going to spend... I don't like any of you guys.
I can see that.
I'm going to spend 3. Or I'm just going to spend 2. 1, 2. Your turn.
I will spend 3 to be super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
This is actually helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend 2. We'll close this off.
Excellent.
5 points.
I'll take that.
So Shira, 2 bag, 1 refresh, or a gem.
How much gems?
6.
I think I'm gonna refresh. You took the points.
Yes.
Don't like you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do 2 bag. Alright, Pegasus, this turn, if you only marked common stars without discovering a constellation, regain all of the stardust you spent.
It's neat.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Your turn, Shira.
Is it? Oh, you finished that one?
Oh, I meant to re-up this one when I went around.
Hmm?
When I was here and I moved it to there, I meant to re-up this one.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm gonna use this to mark 2 stars on up to 2 undiscovered constellations.
She doesn't sound thrilled about this, Wes.
She doesn't.
I don't quite understand.
She gets to be in all of them.
1,
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3.
Very nice.
Your turn.
I'm going to spend 2 right here.
Leaves 2 if I want it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want it though. That's the bothersome part. And it'd be the last card I can currently hold.
Be worth 2 points though.
I know. Here. I'll take it for 2.
Okay.
Pass it my way, West. What are you claiming? The 5 points?
Take the 5 victory
Yeah, that
points,
makes sense. Shira, 3 refresh, 3 wisdom, or 5 gems.
5 gems. I want a combination of that. I want a combination. I don't like that.
A combination is not actually an option. I could send an email to see if they want to change the game before it's like done, or just put like a Shira exception or something like that. We can pick
2,
whatever you
3,
want.
4, 5.
I'm open to it. We've
Okay.
got the contact point, Shira.
Yeah. Corona Australis. This turn gain 1 point for each grand star you mark. And now I am going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What are you thinking, West?
West.
I'm going to go ahead and take a refresh action after I bump this bad boy up 1. And yeah, so I'll take my 6 more. There we go.
Go ahead and take a 3-star action. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to refresh. 1, 2, 3,
Deck
4,
gets
5.
discarded down. Ooh, Andromeda leaves.
I'm going to spend
And
2.
it's in the blue, so I can refresh this.
There you go, Jesse.
I'm doing a refresh action.
You mean I actually might get a card?
You might,
Yeah.
you
You
might,
you
in
lowly
fact,
humans.
I wouldn't take that card though.
1, 2. Before I fill that, and I'm going to use this to mark.
Look, Jesse, it's another bag.
1, 2. Grabbing this.
I get pick on this?
Spending-
5 points.
I believe
But it's another bag, Jesse.
Yeah, we're not at that stage in the game, West.
We're not?
What are you get? What are you guys taking?
I'm going to take the 3 points for willpower.
I did 5.
Come on, then.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Triangulum. Instantly gain 2 Stardust. This can exceed your battle limit.
Okay, so...
We have 1 card before game end.
Wow.
Excellent.
There's only 1 more card in the deck. Endgame is going to be triggered real soon, and I don't have what it takes to catch up. I need to figure out a way to sequence my cards and get them lined up so I can get a lot at the end.
I think most of us are at almost card limit, too.
Yep.
Shira's 2 away, West is 1 away. I'm maxed out at the moment.
I'm going to use 3 and take Pegasus. So, Shira, what would you like?
I'm going to take 2 refreshes. 1, 2.
So West started the game,
Yep.
and West is now triggered
Endgame.
Endgame, which means we all get 1 more turn.
Just me and you.
Just we get 1 more turn.
Yep.
Totally unfair.
You triggered Endgame!
West just closed the game, which may or may not be the perfect timing for me. I've got all my cards refreshed. It's just a matter of what the final decision is going to be. Do I spread to a variety of cards, hoping that Shira triggers a few of them? Do I close off and score the known endgame victory points that I can grab? It's just math, and I'm not good at that part of board games. I don't really do math very well. But what I do is I win, and I think this game is mine.
West just triggered Endgame a few turns before I wanted him to. I was finally coming together a little bit, and I needed a couple more turns to make the most out of this. And that means I'm only going to get 1 more turn. What do you want, Jesse?
I mean, the funny thing is, I can't really... The thing I can benefit from... Oh, this is complicated. The question is, does Shira close one? And if so, which one does she close? And do I spend points trying to ensure that I'm involved? Or do I do that? That might be the play. Be 4 points. And then she'd only have an option of 2 cards that she could close off. I'm going to do a rest action, and I'm tipping my Sagittarius at the same time, which is going to allow me to go ahead and collect 10 additional gems. Whew.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Which is big because gems are endgame points.
Right.
And it means that I don't have to worry about what Shira's going to do and how she's going to try to ruin my game.
Why would I try to ruin your game?
Opinions, Shira. Opinions.
Opinions? You don't have any?
The issue is I was thinking about spending a card to go onto multiple of the cards, and then she could have either chosen to close a card or done with less victory points, or there was any number of ways that she could prevent me from benefiting from her involvement.
Yep. Now the question is she going to do the one thing or is she going to do the other thing? The one thing is very good and deep and dark and gnarly. So looking over at Shira's hand, I can tell that she's got multiple cards that she can tap to be able to finish off a bunch of cards at the same time. If she's really smart, which I know she is, she can finish off a bunch of cards and get a lot of points. I wasn't prepared for that. I thought I really had this one in the bag. I'm not so sure anymore.
Mark 2 stars on up to 2 undiscovered constellations. 1, 2.
Is she going to try to complete multiple cards?
I have these cards that allow me to mark 1 star on different cards. And if I play them right, there's a couple cards here that I can possibly finish up. I just have to do them in the correct order, and then I can make the most of it. Mark 2 stars on up to 2 undiscovered
Pretty
constellations.
cool. That's a good move.
Exactly the
1.
deep, dark, gnarly thing.
That's a good move.
And she just completed that one by herself, so she just gets the card.
Mark
no one's
1
benefited.
star on 3 different undiscovered following the star marking.
You're going to take that card, though, first, so you'll get another card that comes out, won't you? 'Cause that
Yeah,
one's completed.
but I still haven't done my turn. So, mark 1 star on...
But you cleared this one, so a new one would be out
She
there.
cleared both of them.
Yeah, so both of those would clear. And
No, they don't clear until the end.
Oh.
They don't clear until the end.
Yeah, she still has to take her
Instead
Stardust.
of doing 1 there, I'm going to do 1 here. And then I'm spending this to mark 1 on 3 different ones.
She completing 3 cards at the
1,
same time?
2, 3.
And then you're taking your
and
star
spending
action.
2.
Wow!
Nice.
2.
That was even more
I
gnarly
get
than I thought it was
one
going to
of
be.
those.
Holy cow. She just closed 3 cards in a single turn? 1, I did not expect that. 2, I should have absolutely used my ability to play down on all of those cards out there because I would have gained so many more victory points. And 3, that decision could have just cost me the game. That's a big final turn.
And yep, that was exactly the thing I was thinking about. She's actually doing it even better than I was thinking was possible. Man, why is Shira so good at these games?
I get 1,
Can you hold 7 cards?
2, 3. Nope.
You're going to have to discard 1 down.
I will.
And I get 2 victory points from the card I was involved with.
Yep.
The sad thing is, West, I'm now thinking that I should have went ahead and played into every single star field because I would have gained so much more.
Yep, probably so.
But she wouldn't have figured that out if I had. You know that's how that would have worked. She would have been like, no, we're not.
I think
gonna
she'd
do it."
already had it in her mind.
Yeah, but she would have done it.
Okay. Now we tally endgame. I'm deciding
Alright.
which one of these I am choosing to
So
keep.
I'll read through tally and everyone do it together. Starting at the top.
But these were all tapped, though, so they don't count for endgame
Yeah,
points,
they don't.
right?
No, I'm looking at symbols right now. I
Oh,
think there's
gotcha.
only 2. There's only 2 that will be untapped from
Yeah.
the 2 that I just
Gotcha,
got.
okay.
2 standing up and they're each
So,
worth 1 point.
starting
so.
with bags, you
2.
score for the total value of your bags. Moving down to mind, you score for the highest number you have colored in.
Fully or just the
Yeah, colored in, not the card, the color. Going down to gems, score 1 fame for every 3 Stardust left in your pouch. I thought it was a 2-to-1 ratio.
I thought it was too.
That's the math. I did poorly. 3, 4, 5.
Getting rid of one of the
6.
green cards.
6.
That was one that I just got back. This one was
Are you following
tapped.
us?
Sorry, no. I was deciding what symbols I was keeping.
Okay.
All right. What did you guys have?
Bag
Money.
points.
Bag points. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mind points.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1 for every 3 Stardust remaining.
1.
Score 1 fame for every 2 stars you have marked in the undiscovered constellations.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count for any of us.
Mm-hmm.
Score fame for your active
I
constellations.
had 1,
4,
2.
6, 7, 8. So
I believe it was these 2 that were active. The rest of these were tapped because I did
and now
mark.
go ahead and mark off the back of your card based
No,
off
it
of
was-
the different types of stuff you have.
These were the 3 I picked up the last round. It's 3 of them.
And score according to the rows and columns that you have. 3 points for every column of 3, 6 points for every column of 4, 2 points for every row of 2, 11 points for every row of 4, and 6 points for every row of 3.
I don't like you.
It's the highest score I've seen so far.
Yeah. Do you just not want to do math? Manually add them?
52.
60.
Ah!
And 51.
Yes.
We beat Shira!
Oh.
Yay!
We crushed Shira. That was honestly the goal.
Crush is a...
That was victory.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take the victory if you're going to give it to me. Although I'm still curious if Shira's going to find some endgame victory points to close the deal. Honestly, for those of you that don't know, Shira plays board games on camera because that's where we play board games. It's not because she ever wants to be on camera. And at the end of these, at the end of any Euro game we play, if she's not in the lead, she'll sit there and redo every single bit of math. Yeah, that's what's happening off camera.
Just jumping in here, I messed up on the scoring. As I was finishing those 3 cards on my last turn, there was one more grand star, which would have ticked my card allotment, my card max, up to 7, which would have allowed me to keep all of my cards, which would have then increased one of my sets to higher points. I ended up coming in 2nd place completely and beating West. I didn't catch up to Jesse, though.
I heard this nonsense about Shira found extra points at the end of the game or something like that. That's just my luck. Even there's a point discrepancy at the very end of the game, and sure enough, I completely lose again. That's all right. I'm okay with being the loser in this game, because guess what? I had the most fun.
I didn't like my seating arrangement this game.
This game has been surprisingly close with each game system. My system worked out beautifully.
It did. It did work out
My
very
cards
well.
just played well with me. Your engine at the very end, though, was awesome.
My engine at that last one was fantastic, but I wanted boons from these. Couldn't use any of them.
You might not be able to tell this, but Shira is actually highly competitive, especially when it comes to games that are a little bit more abstract or a little bit more Euro, when she feels like she can control the mechanics or the puzzle that's in front of her. She takes her time. She's calm and collected. She is mechanically driven, and she is bitter if she loses.
Don't like you ending the game that way. All right.
Very good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Whatever the case.
Whatever you do.
Go out and do the important thing.
Stargaze.
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 Definitely stargaze.
We'll
With
see.
people you care about.
No. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hey.